I've got to do something about these wheels, man. I can't leave them white like that. It looks freaking horrible. So I've been thinking for quite a while about what to do with my wheels. If I should paint them a color and what color. Those of you guys who've been watching me for quite a while, you'll know this is a budget build. So buying snazzy new rims is not an option. And yeah, so a few nights ago, I was watching my wife mixing up some food in a mixing bowl. And a light bulb went on. Bing! So when I went to town a while ago to go pick up some supplies, I got these 4 mixing bowls made from stainless steel. I paid about $6.50 for them. It was a horrible experience. I had to go into a huge mall to visit this pink department store called Game that sells just a load of crap. It's our version, I suppose, of Walmart. I hated every minute of it. I'm not the kind of guy that goes to malls. It was an unthinkable experience for me, but I got what I wanted. So here's my crazy idea. I want to take these stainless steel mixing bowls and fit them onto the wheels like that and turn them into Moon Hubcaps or wheel covers or whatever you want to call it. And then this will be the only truck in the world that's got mixing bowls screwed onto its wheels. So now you're probably wondering why the hell I would want to do that. Well, like I said, this is a budget build. If I go onto Amazon.com and I had a quick look, these things are about $15 to $20 a pop. Add the shipping to South Africa to that and the price nearly doubles. Becomes quite expensive. Guess what I paid for this? About $1.60 each. For my South African friends, that's about 30 bucks or 30 rands. So maybe they are a little deep dished, if I can put it like that. But for $1.60 a pop, I think it can work, man. So some of you guys will remember the radiator problem I had in my previous video. So you're probably wondering, what's going on with that? Well, I decided to ignore that for a while. I need something to uplift my spirit, so I'm just going to make some pretty wheels first. You know, these freaking price labels. I find it absolutely amazing that in this day and age, they have not figured out the glue yet that will allow you to pull off these stupid things easily. Hate it. Some thinners and a nail. I'll sort it out. There's no hope for my grubby paws though. So I'm just going to center this thing by eye using my cutouts here on the rim as a guide. I really think if it's slightly off center and it ends up wobbling a bit, it won't make much of a difference. I mean, it doesn't weigh much, so I don't think it will be an issue. Might actually look quite cool if it wobbles a little bit. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 holes here. So I'm going to screw it on with 4 screws. One there, one there, one that side, and one here in the back. 6 won't work because of the holes, but yeah, 4 or 6, or even just 3 will be enough, but 4 is working out well here for me. Okay, so let me just center punch my 4 holes. Number 3 and number 4. Now I control them. I'm going to use M4 bolts. Tap size for M4 is 3.25 millimeters. So I'm first going to just drill 3.25 millimeter holes. Okay, now I'll center this thing as best as I can, and then mark my first hole. Oops, we moved. Okay, let's try again. And now I can mark my first hole to be drilled. Right there. Where's that center punch? Okay, let's drill the first hole. This is my tap size, 3.25 millimeters. There we go. Right, M4 tap. Line that up nicely. The hole needs to sit at a slight angle, so I'm just eyeballing that. I reckon watching someone tap a hole is boring, so I think I should time lapse this. And it's so easy to break these little M4 taps, so I'm taking it easy. What's the saying? Rather safe than sorry. A broken tap, especially once it's broken off into a hole, is always a pain in the ass. There we go, we're through. Just spin it down a little bit. Make sure it's nice and clean. Okay. Out she comes. I'm going to open up my hole now to 4 millimeters, which is the same size as my little bolt. Right, let's get our first little one in place. I'll line it up carefully there. There we go. I think I must go and get myself some nice little M4 cap screws. That will look quite nice, I think. But this will do for now. So I'm just going to carefully mark my other 3. And then I will do them as well. Okay, I've got marks there. Let's take this thing off again. Now I will carefully center punch these other ones. One there. One there. And the last one right there. Last one, and then I can screw on my new hubcap. There's an acute shortage of M4 fasteners in this shop. I'm going to have to stock up when I go to town again. So for now, I'm using whatever I can find. Well, there you go. What do you think? Yeah, I know it's a little small. I would have liked one that could go from there to there, but I didn't have anything that size. But yeah, for $1.60, I'm not complaining. Let's see what it's going to look like once this is black. I think that's going to make a big difference. Okay, well, I need to get this rust off here and all this flaky bits of powder coating. And I guess then I'm going to have to sand it all up and prep it before I can paint it. Painting is not exactly my favorite activity. But a man's got to do what a man's got to do. So we all know that that cliche about painting, preparation is key. What you didn't know is that preparation is actually spelled with a B. Yeah, B, that stands for boring. So I'm sanding the epoxy coating or powder coating rather with some 150 paper, just so I can get a good key for the paint to grip. And then these rust spots that I've wire brushed, I'm just going to treat them with a rust converter. So I'm trying this product for the first time. I found it here on the shelf in a local shop. There are many variations on the theme. Another product out here in South Africa is Rustlist. When I was in the States, we used Osfo, and they all pretty much work on the same basis. And it interacts with the iron oxide and converts it into a sort of a dark layer, which is apparently some kind of a metal salt. And then you can paint over it. If you're a chemist, don't know my ass. What do I know about these things? Okay, so I've got all 4 wheels sanded and prepped and masked and ready for paint. Look at the massive difference between the 2 back wheels and the front wheels. Back ones are also 15-inch rims, front ones are 14-inch rims. That's another factor that contributes to the fact that the truck looks like its ass is in the air. It's all part of the fun. So listen, I'm no paint expert, but I'm going to be using this 2K MS primer. From what I understand, if you want to paint over powder coating, you need to use an epoxy primer like this. So let's give it a try. So it says on the tin 4:1, and I don't have one of those fancy plastic measuring bowls or mixing bowls, so I'm just going to use this old spray can cap and measure 4 of this into my yogurt container. Always tells my wife to keep the old yogurt containers for me. Very handy. So that was 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now the hardener, 1 of them, a little bit more maybe. Okay. A splash of thinners, which I'm just going to eyeball just a little bit to get that consistency a little bit thinner. Maybe a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry or cure for a while. Which would be the right word? I guess both, huh? It's drying and it's curing. And I think I better find something else to keep myself busy with. Otherwise I'm just going to start messing with this before it's ready to be messed with. And this is why I don't like this 2K shit. I mean, we mixed way too much. What must I do with this now? Can't throw it back into the tin. I'm just going to have to get rid of it somewhere. But where, you know? I guess if you're a pro, you're much better at guessing the amount you need. On the original Nissan engine, this breather here on the tappet cover went straight to the air filter. It's connected right here. This is the section that sits over the carburetor. So I think I'm just going to weld in a bit of pipe right there. And then this breather pipe can connect there. I'm going to do this while I wait for that paint to dry. So let's get this filter off here. And next I can take off my adapter, extension, whatever you want to call it. It's got a nut inside here. That's quite tight, like a wing nut. I've got to be careful that I don't drop it into the carburetor. I don't want that to happen. There we go, that was actually the original one. And now this can just come off. It's got the inside there, you can see. It's got that bit of flat bar welder in, so I can hold it down. Okay, so let's see if my plan's going to work. This goes on here now. And then I just couldn't find a long enough piece of rubber pipe. So I've just added this bit of pipe in there. And then this chappy goes in like that. Got to stick on a couple of clamps, but then I think it will be good. There's some clamps in this drawer and a lot of springs. So let me see what I can find. This one can work. So you know what? These clamps are actually all used or salvaged. They've been lying in my drawer there for a while. Just clean them up with a wire brush quickly. And they look like new, man. I mean, waste not, want not. So there you go. Just got to stick my filter back on. And then this is done. This is actually my supercharger. I think that primer must be good for sanding now. So I'm just going to stick this on here and then I'm going to go and check it out. This is actually a strange looking contraption, eh? Looks like a stole or something. Well, my primer is dry, so now I have to lightly sand it to provide a key for the top coats. This painting business is a lot of work, man. Shiny paint just causes stress, dude. Hey, listen, it's not going to be shiny. I'm painting it a satin color. And I don't care if it falls off anyway or rust. It's just a rat rot, man. So just piss off. I'm using this old-fashioned stuff for the top coats. It's a one-pack paint. It's like a nitrocellulose lacquer / synthetic enamel. I had it here on the shelf and it's easy to use. I'm just going to let that dry a little bit and then I'm going to whack it with a second coat. I've done enough sanding for one day. It will be good enough. Okay, I reckon this paint is dry enough. So I actually can't wait to see what it's going to look like when I put it on a truck. And if it doesn't work, then my wife will have 4 slightly used mixing bowls. I might even clean the rubber at some point. Okay, let's see. This tire is quite a tight fit in here. But let's see, it should work. I need to jack the car up a bit more. The truck. Some people get angry when I call it a car. Okay, maybe it will go in now. Tight fit, but there we are. Okay, now for the mixing bowl that's going to be confused for the rest of its life. Well, what do you think of my mixing bowl wheel? First thing I see is I think I must replace these black cap screws with some stainless ones. So I'll add that to the shopping list when I go to town again. I think it works. For $1.60, let's have a look at the original one. So here's the back. And that is what we had originally. For $1.60, I think it works. I'm going to call it a Mooney Hubcap. So let me get the front one on as well, so we can see the complete picture. Wrong way. Wrong way again. What's wrong with you? Oh, my wheel nuts are a little rusty, but we're not going to see them, so who cares? Okay, let's get this thing on here. I think I've convinced myself, that they're not going to be used for mixing anymore. I'm going to call that a massive low dollar improvement. Do you agree? And just to clarify, my donor truck had 4 of these 14-inch rims on all 4 corners. And then I decided to make the rims in the back a bit bigger, so I've got some used 15-inch ones. And that's why I've got 2 of these left now. All dirty and rusty. Not like my new ones. $1.60 mixing bowl, a little bit of paint, and a little bit of sweat. I'm over the moon, if you pardon the pun. So I still want to get a little bit of this blue-green paint onto the cream patches in the back here. And I also still want to do my linseed oil treatment. But I think I'm getting there with the looks. I'm happy. Listen, if any of you guys would like to try this, and I hope someone does, please let me know. You can see my email address in the About section. Because until someone else do the same thing as me, this is the only truck in the world with mixing bowls screwed to its wheels. Guys, thanks for watching. I enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, have a lekker one.